everyone, I'm Shreyans and this is Alicia and One Thing. We are Year 6 Kota students and this is the final video in the series where we teach you our techniques that you can try from home. Today's video is about photography. Photography is something very common and you might find what we're sharing to be very useful in the future if you've never tried it before. And who knows, you might grow to love it after trying it out.
Let me first start off by sharing with you some of the basics of photography. In manual photography, people use shutter speed, aperture, and ISO to take unique photographs. Usually only DSLR, digital single lens reflex cameras, have these settings. Although we usually use the automatic functions in newer cameras and our mobile phones, we can also enable pro camera modes where you can adjust the shutter speed, aperture, and ISO. Now, let me share with you how you can create compositions using elements such as lines, color, and shapes in photography. The rule of thirds is one of the most common rules in creating a composition. In this example, you can see how the image is divided evenly into thirds, both horizontally and vertically. The subject of the image is placed at areas where the lines cross each other or along one of the lines for focus. There are many things to make your composition look interesting, but today we will be focusing on just 5 elements and principles of art. They are line, texture, balance, shapes, and patterns. Or you can remember this as let there be some pandas. First, lines. Can you guess what this image is showing? If you look carefully, you can see that the close-up of the lines on a bench leads you to a person sitting in the distance. The rule of thirds is also used to frame the image. Lines can therefore be used to draw focus to a subject in your image. Second, textures. Capturing the uneven texture of tree bark, like in the image here, can make your photographs look more interesting. Third, balance. The image is centered and the focus is on the person in the middle, showing how the image is balanced and symmetrical. Shapes are also seen in the circle that frame the image. Here's another example of a symmetrical landscape. 4. Shapes. If you look at the image below, you can see flat rectangular shapes. These shapes create the form of the building, which makes the image look visually interesting. 5. Patterns. Repetition of lines or shapes can also create patterns and a sense of harmony in an image. Take a look at these examples. Here, the repetition of the yellow lines and the green apples create an interesting visual effect. I know this sounds like a lot and may be hard to understand, so all you have to do is remember the acronym Let There Be Some Pandas. Next, let's take a look at some artist references so you have a better idea of what we have shared so far. The first photographer I'm going to introduce to you is Edward Weston, who is known for his still life photographs of everyday food items and objects. Still life photography are pictures of still objects arranged in different ways. One of his most iconic photographs is Pepper number 30, where he photographs a close-up of a bell pepper. The close-up captures the smooth texture of the bell pepper, allowing the focus to be on the natural form of the fruit. Another one of his still life is a cabbage. Here, the close-up captures the lines and forms of the cabbage, and the flow creates a sense of movement. Next, I'll be introducing to you Laura Latinsky, who is also known for her still life photographs. Her photographs capture food items and are often set against a plain background. The contrast of the color of the fruits, such as the watermelon against the white, draws your attention to it. You can also see how she makes use of the rule of thirds to frame her composition. Her photographs create a very clean and comfortable environment because of the white space and the pastel colors of the food. She uses simple fruits like apples and arranges them in her still life photography. She also uses shapes such as circles in the plates and the tables in her composition. These are simple techniques which you can also try at home to beautify your food through photography. Finally, the last photographer I'll be introducing to you is Jan Groover, who is also known for her still life photography. Unlike Laura Latinsky, Groover uses darker colors to photograph household objects like utensils and cutlery. Her photographs create a darker and heavier effect. You can see that she uses repetition of lines, forms and smooth textures to compose her image using everyday objects. Now that you have an idea from the artist's references, it's your turn to try. The theme for this activity is seeing every day differently. There are many interesting ways to photograph things in your house without going out. Just take a look at the still life photographers we have shared with you. You can find some everyday objects around your house like your food, clothes, shoes, cutlery, books and many more, and try to think of interesting ways to photograph them. Remember, a good photographer doesn't need to have the most interesting object to photograph, but can make something normal look different to get people thinking. For this activity, you should try to make use of some of the 5 elements and principles of art to make your composition. Remember, let there be some pandas. You don't have to use all of them in one image cause sometimes the simpler the better. Now, I'll be showing you a short demonstration on how you can create your own setup at home to photograph. First, find a dark or sheltered area to photograph objects. You can also choose a cardboard box as an alternative. The reason why we want a dark space is so that we can better control the lighting of the space. For the space you have chosen, you would want to find a light source which lights up the space well. If not, allows you to obtain a certain style you may have in mind. The light source you use can be a desk lamp, a torch, or even a laptop screen. However, if it is difficult to obtain them, I would suggest using natural lighting or your home lights to your advantage. I like to introduce multiple varieties of lights to have different intensities. Additionally, I often use color pieces of cellophane to be able to filter the color of my lights. A nice alternative is to highlight a small portion of a transparent sheet and place it in front of my light source. If you want to obtain a plain background, you can cover the area with white or dark paper. However, remember that the object you are photographing stands out and does not blend into the background. For my photo, I want the tiles on the floor to be part of the image, so I will not be coloring my space. In seeing every day differently, I wanted to reimagine technology, and inspired by the large number of wires and connectors I have, I let it be one of the key components of my images. Since I do not have a certain idea in mind, I decided to place all of my wires and various devices together to create a scene which I could slowly explore and get ideas from. So, let us flip through and review some of the pictures I have taken. The first picture focused on the pair of broken headphones. Although its position aligns nicely with the rule of thirds and its placement gives it an interesting animal-like shape, the positioning of the light behind the headphone and its dark color makes it difficult to see the texture or give the image any depth. As such, to improve this photo, I would place a white light in front of the headphone to make it more visible. If not, move the yellow light in front of the setup, such as to illuminate the front. For the second image, I had first taken the photo on the left. I aligned the two subjects of the image on opposite corners of the grid lines, as in the rule of thirds. What I mainly liked about the image were the patterns of the curves created by the spread out wires. However, I found it difficult to see the mouse as the second subject of the image, while the headphones seemed pretty clear. Therefore, to improve the image, I shone a dim white torchlight on the mouse to imitate the white light surrounding the headphone and allowing the viewer to recognize it as a subject as well. I also shifted the camera further down to give more space to the spread out wires. The pink and yellow lighting of the image gave it warmth, allowing us to imagine it more as a friendly encounter between the two objects. For the third image, I decided to change the lighting setup to a harsh white light. To get this effect, I covered a mobile phone torch using small pieces of paper, creating this narrow rectangular slit as you see. The contrast between the light and dark creates a sense of danger, and the mouse framed in the center of the image makes it look like the threat. The wires from the mouse and keyboard act as guiding lines, moving your eye line towards the mouse. In the second version on the right, I placed the camera further away from the mouse to show more objects hidden in the dark and make it seem more unknown and dangerous. Being able to see the complete narrow slit of light makes the guiding lines more clear and effectively brings your attention to the great space of the darkness. The last image I want to show in this activity is of this light bulb. Its round shape complements the blue and dim yellow lighting it produces. I like this image because even though it is simpler than the rest, it lets us see past the ordinary purpose of light and into its inner working. I felt this image successfully accomplished the theme, seeing every day differently, the best. Next, I'll be sharing with you some of my own photography works. All of these photographs were taken using my mobile phone. The first photograph I wanted to share was of this boat in the sea. In this image, I have positioned the boat according to the rule of thirds, making it the visual point of focus. The wide open space on the left of the boat helps to depict a story of a lone small boat in the huge ocean, and the long arcing wake trailing the boat adds to the sense of a journey and brings about the idea of time. The next image shows the rusting chains of an abandoned bicycle. To convey the sense of time, I place the camera's focus on the texture of the rust, bringing your attention to its dark brown color and its infectious nature as it covers all of the chains and gears. The dark brown color contrasts the greenery of the backdrop, allowing the bicycle to stand out and seem rather out of place or forgotten. The path of the bicycle on the right points towards a wheel hidden in the shrubs, guiding you to create an intriguing story about its abandonment. The last image is our HDB block. I focus on the lines created by the repeating structure of the pillars. The interconnecting line help to convey the idea of strength and unity. The vertical line guides our eye line upwards, indicating the depth of the image and the tall height of the building. We can also see the lines create various rectangular shapes, which add to the idea of foundation and support. In favor of these concepts, a small thing I did was to slightly tilt my camera such that the perspective would make it seem like the buildings are leaning on the pillar for support. As we can see, the compositional rules and the principles of art can be used in developing a story or concept. Even though we might see these common sides, photography allows us to pick a perspective and reframe these images into thoughts and ideas.
To summarize, from this video, you will have learned the basics of manual photography, including shutter speed, aperture, and ISO. After that, you will learn about the rule of thirds and 5 common elements and principles of art, which you can remember as let there be some pandas. It stands for line, texture, balance, shape, and pattern. You have also seen a demonstration on how to create your own photography setup. So now, it's your turn to try. Photography is a great and simple way to express yourself, and we hope that even if you do not do photography in your future, you'll find some of what we have shared with you useful and helpful for you. Check out the description below for some links to YouTube videos to learn more about photography.